All right, so we got game number 1 of Division B Nexus Gaming Series of Team Conflict versus LiT Unknown, taking us to Cursed Hollow. This is LiT Unknown's map pick, which gives Team Conflict on the left the let's get rid of my stream stuff. So gives LiT Unknown on the left. Oh, sorry, Team Conflict on the left, the first pick, first ban. Oh yeah, I hope they were ready. I saw Rex about takes they are. Yeah, Duke. All right, so we got. Sorry, chat's been going on. So first ban so far for a Team Conflict, we got ETC ban, getting rid of one of pretty much the top tank in my opinion. Followed up with LiT Unknown banning Greymane. So both Shimada brothers are available. That's the first. I'm surprised. We're gonna see how they play out. Cursed Hollow is strong for both of them. They both get the jumps immediately opening up with the Genji Abathur. And also definitely let me know if the game sounds a little loud. I'm still obviously playing with my settings a lot. But so we're actually going to get both Shimada brothers in this game. Hanzo versus the Genji. Genji's actually going to have an Abathur hat with clone, makes them incredibly terrifying for any type of ganks. So we're definitely going to be looking out for those Abathur hats on Genji. So the problem with that is that a LiT Unknown means that Genji already doesn't have very good wave clear. Abathur obviously can wave clear and he can soak double lanes. But they only have 3 more slots to kind of fulfill that wave clear and lane controlling environment. Because it's very possible with Abathur in the early game for the opposing team to really just push on them. So, like, if Team Conflict goes more of an early game, it can make it really hard for Abathur to get to that point to sustain. And with that, they're actually picking Tyrael and Lucio for Team Conflict, which is honestly right there showing a lot of early game. Tyrael can do Justice for All, which gives a lot of shielding to the minions in the lane. Lucio has one of the best sustain heals in the lane, especially in a group fight. So even with just Tyrael, Lucio, Hanzo, if Team Conflict's last 2 picks go with a heavy wave clear focus, maybe get a range mage that can wave clear real quick, like maybe a Gul'dan or a Kael'thas. Kael'thas is really strong against Genji. Maybe even Falstad to have some global potential against the Abathur. Falstad doesn't do too good against Genji, but he can depending on the timing. LiT Unknown banning the Dahaka, getting rid of one of the globals. They don't want to have one of the counters to Abathur. Granted, there's lots of globals available. ETC is even still considered a global. And then Team Conflict banning out the Uther. Don't want to give Genji any Divine Shields, for the Dragon Blade, because that could just make the team fighting just terrifying. Granted, they do have Sanctification, so that will be Sanctification and Sound Barrier, which gives a lot of protection for Team Conflict. And so far, I mean, these picks and bans have been going pretty quick. So I'd like to see LiT Unknown probably taking. I mean, the ETC's been banned, Tyrael's gone, Blaze is available. I don't think we'll see him here. I don't think he fits with Genji and Abathur, especially with Cursed Hollow, where if you have an Abathur, you want to go with a lot of delay. Yeah, so a Nubarek Li Ming is good. Gives you a lot of blow up potential. And basically more dive. So they're expecting to jump onto one person. They have a web wrap available on the Tyrael, so they can't Sanctification. Jump on Lucio right away. That's probably what I'm seeing from them right now. A noob dives in, web wraps Tyrael, so there's no Sanct, and then everybody blows up Lucio. That way there's no healing, and if they Sanctification, it's like, okay, who cares? Yeah, Duke, you probably have to unmute the actual stream. So, last 2 picks. Like I said before, honestly, I still kind of like Kael'thas. I mean, there's less people to spread Chain Bomb, but Chain Bomb, just like putting a Chain Bomb on a Genji really shuts him down pretty quick. It gives you wave clear. I can see Falstad still. You have Gust available for the anti-dive. I'm not sure what their last tank is going to be, though. They pick Leorc Chromie. So, that's different. So this is a weird thing. So Chromie is actually pretty good against Genji, and at least from my findings of Genji versus a Chromie, because Chromie's hitbox is so small that it's like you have to be right next to her for Genji to get her with shurikens. And then her auto attack, every time she Qs, auto attacks, the auto attack does like a quarter of Genji's health. But the last pick for LiT Unknown is actually going to be Kerosene. So they're going full dive. They don't have the best lane control. Granted, I would say, I mean, definitely Team Conflict has better lane control. Neither team has the best merking unless Hanzo goes hardcore merc build with the W scattershot at 4 and 7. Then that gives him ridiculous merc potential. So, game number 1, we're going to see how this plays out. What do you guys think about the team comps so far? Who do you guys think is going to win? Like I said, we have a hard dive from LiT Unknown. They have poke with Genji and Li Ming, so they can delay tributes. That's really strong, so it allows Abathur to get a lot of value. With that, but on that side of the poke, I mean, even if they do get poke damage, Lucio will have easy heals. There's a lot of run speed from the Tyrael. Leoric, I'm a little weird about Leoric because Entomb is going to get 0 value here. Everybody has an escape. And March of the Black King, I can't imagine hitting anybody because they're all should be pretty spread out. And so I'm going to be quite curious how Leoric plays out for Team Conflict and what they're able to do with that strategy. I mean, Entomb can be really strong. So like we saw that in HGC a lot. Entomb into like the full blow up with Chromie and all that stuff. But let's get right into game number 1, Division B. So we got Team Conflict on the left. We got Snarky Tiger, who's trying to run away from me on the Leoric. Taki on the Lucio. Joker Frozen on the Hanzo. And Quantica on the Tyrael. And Rexpa on the Chromie. On the right-hand side, we got LiT Unknown Teddy Bear on the... wow, I cannot remember his name. Abathur. Ziltoid on the Anubarak Legion on the Li Ming. Chaos Pigeon on the Genji. And Devil Hawk on the Monk. So, we're going to see if the teams decide to do a little brush in the middle. It looks like Team Conflict is not opting to go that direction. They're already spending their people out to lane soak. We're actually going to have Chromie and Leoric on the opposite lanes. We have a 3-man in the middle right now. And I'm sure that'll move around later in the game once minions and mercs start becoming available. So far, Monk is kind of hiding around. Not too much going on right now. Basically, I'd be curious to see if they're going to let Abathur just kind of body soak this lane and maybe even double soak. We do have Genji coming down to the bottom. Did a lot of damage onto the Chromie. If he had an Abathur hat, that Chromie does actually end up dying. So that's one. First kill going for LiT Unknown, and that's going to be the power of Genji. Right when I was just saying that, you know, Genji's is actually pretty tough against Chromie, but if I didn't catch that first dash, but he actually got like pretty much right on top of Chromie and is able to do a bunch of damage. We do have Xeno Abathur. Right now, right away, so we got the first Knights being taken by Team Conflict with Quantica and Joker. Just leaving Lucio to lane soak. They did miss. They're gonna miss a little bit of wave. Chromie dismounted to try to soak. He's actually gonna miss that full wave, which is not that good. Abathur, I like this not Abathur, this Anubarak, you know, knowing that he had plenty of time on the wave because Lucio wasn't going to clear it fast enough, so just doing a little bit of, you know, great scouting there, making sure that he knows where his team is. Genji, with the new change, with the reversal change to the Giants to make sure that you can dodge the abilities, it actually makes Genji not a terrible merker for the Giants specifically. But these Knights are actually going to pose quite an early problem. I mean, Li Ming is top, so they don't have to worry about that. So that actually creates a lot of their AoE to be able to clear, especially with Justice for All from the Tyrael. It's actually doing a significant amount of damage to this. Anubarak burrows back in, surprisingly enough. And this, I mean, Justice for All is actually going to make this a really tough push, just because the tower is actually not going to be able to kill it fast enough. Looking at these other teams, ooh, a little bit of damage going out. Chrome, I don't think was, oh, almost hit it. What was that? What that read? Scared off Devil Hawk, doing a little bit of the sprays, which technically no animated sprays, man. Read the rules. But these Giants, they're probably going to keep Chromie down here for a little bit. Granted, also the Monk is going to be able to rotate up. There is an Abathur poke, so basically now Abathur, we're probably going to see Abathur burrow bottom. There he goes. And they're going to be, LiT Unknown is going to be looking to poke. They're going to be looking to poke with Li Ming and Genji, and honestly a Nubrak. They have lots of poke available. It's going to make it incredibly tough for Team Conflict to really take this shrine. We already do have W out of... Although Nubrak taking a lot of damage right in the beginning. Getting the run speed from Tyrael. There's going to be... I mean, there's going to be a real back and forth between Li Ming and Genji. Trying to do some body blocking so the... Li Ming can't take any damage, but Tyrael, I mean, Monk just barely gets in there. Chaos Pigeon barely getting too close. The Tyrael Edwin's Might does end up getting the kill, and they might have to get this up a little bit more. It's actually kind of interesting that they're using Tyrael as the soaker, the pick target here, or the channeler. Abathur, able to do Abathur things, and this is pretty much exactly what LiT Unknown wants. So, granted, they only have about half a level lead right now. If Abathur was able to take this fort, then that gives them that will start giving them a lot more level leads. So by the next tribute, LiT Unknown is going to be hoping to hit, or not 10. By the third tribute, LiT Unknown is going to be hoping to hit 10 before Team Conflict, and then that way every team fight they'll have the Abathur clone available, and will make their team fighting really scary. So with that, everybody's kind of going back to normal scheduled programs, waiting for the next tribute. Looking at the talents real quick. We do have full scatter build from Hanzo, so he is going to start taking those Merc camps pretty quick. This time we have the Giants actually pushing top for Team Conflict, so it's going to maybe slow down Li Ming's rotations a little bit more. And that is one of their kind of pokers, so it is going to make this tribute a slightly easier. They actually are straight up giving it up. Since Li Ming stayed top, they're not even going to waste resources on this, and they're just going to... Which is kind of unfortunate. They want to delay as much as possible. I think Li Ming probably should wanted to rotate down and just have Abathur soak that. Because pretty much their whole plan is to delay, and get that level lead. And it's working out for them pretty well right now. They do have, like I said, now it's almost about a 3/4 level lead. But with that Hanzo, they're actually going to go right for boss. With the W build, I mean, he can soak it pretty well. It's hard for them to... It's hard for LiT Unknown to soak into it, but they're going to posture for it. They do see him. Nubrak gets hit. Scaring him off. Oh, they're going to do a full invade here. Genji goes right onto the point with it. This is going to be a 3v5 though. No Li Ming, no Abathur, and this might have been a little too greedy or too aggressive from LiT Unknown, knowing that they don't have that Abathur clone yet. And now they actually 100% have to give up this first tribute and this first curse, which puts a damper on their strategy. I mean, I guess you kind of had to fight it, but you definitely didn't. You probably didn't want to do a full dive like that with the Nubrak. It was a really smart play from Team Conflict, knowing that they're up a man still. They don't have clone yet. We can take advantage, especially with Hanzo clearing ability. And I mean, that's one of the power, or one of the benefits. The way you can punish an Abathur pick, especially a first pick Abathur, is that you just basically focus on pushing really hard. Now, Team Conflict is actually the one with the level lead. I don't know. For some reason, HGC has banned animated sprays. It's the dumbest rule. And then, so Nexus Gaming Series is actually following on to HGC rules. It looks like Team Conflict's actually try to go for this early keep. There's still no level 10, just barely out of reach for... Oh, they're trying to get that dive, but that time trap on Legion was actually able to slow enough of the damage, and Hanzo finishing off a Nubrak with his ult. Ooh, Genji. Oh, that deflect. Genji, by the way, was actually able to save him from that full damage. Karazim was able to get palm off Devil Hawk, but that's a early keep. That's a 7-minute keep for Team Conflict. That is gonna. That means Abathur is gonna consistently have to deal with this lane. I mean, and that's, I mean, Team Conflict, they're playing against Nabather correctly. They're saying, hey, you know, they don't have a hero for the first, they're down a hero for the first 10 levels. Let's take advantage of that. Let's be aggressive. So they were able to go for that first cube, but now there is a clone available. But I don't think Team Freedom might be able to get in this fast enough. They might not. It looks like they're actually, oh, Abathur barely gets in there. He doesn't have web rep, did not have web rep available, or used it and immediately got interrupted, I think. And so this is actually going to be another full dive. Did go out on Lucio. Sound Bear is going to be coming out. Just got interrupted by the 12 seconds. Genji with the resets. They are actually able to clear up a lot of these kills. A nice palm on Devil Hawk by himself. We got Genji clone. But this will be a full man wipe just for 2. And you still have a boss. And there's catapults on the, there's going to be catapults on the core soon. So they once again they had to dive in there. It might have came in with like everybody was slightly off timed of where they can come in and when they can't. So Nubrak dived in there immediately to get the point. Surprisingly, just barely stalled it, but paid for his life and then followed up with the rest of his team. So LiT Unknown is in a pretty bad or pretty tough spot, I should say. I mean, they can easily take this back with some good team fighting. That is going to be the power of their comp, is basically get these dives on Lucio, either Lucio or Tyrael. And Tyrael actually went Judgment, so they're basically going to be looking to blow up one person with the Chromie and Genji. So you have Judgment, you got Dragon Arrow, then Chromie stuff, and that's going to be a dead person. So looking at the talents real quick, we did hit level 13 for Team Conflict. Yeah, see, right now, I mean, they're LiT Unknown still's got to hit level 13. I don't think they really want to fight this. I think that they really kind of shot themselves in the foot with that second tribute where Li Ming stayed top and they weren't able to delay, so they did not give them level 10 first. And then, but granted, Team Conflict did great decision making, taking those 2 bosses, or taking that first boss that really disrupted LiT Unknown's plan. So we got a fully quested done Hanzo. Chromie's at 34 stacks. We're getting a lot of a poke war here. We got level 13 just hit for LiT Unknown, so let's see what those talents are before I take away this screen. And everybody's just kind of poking around. But the poke is on the stronger side. Chaos Pigeon coming in here with a full dive. Tyrael coming in, and that's going to be a quick Genji kill. Yeah, I was about to say, Monk was looking for that palm. He was trying to get in there. But Genji, I think there might have been a little bit of miscommunication on the side of LiT Unknown of when Genji was going in and when everybody else is going in. This Monk is going to try to get away. Does dodge the spooky hand. He gets that nice run speed, so he's going to be out. Sprays from both teams. So a slight miscommunication on LiT Unknown's side. I don't think they were all full on board on who dives when. It looks like yeah, Team Conflict is just going to control the map at this point. They're just going to turn everything blue as much as possible. The boss is available, so you'll probably see the rest of Team Conflict rotate to boss. We got another 2 minutes still on top boss. Right now, Team Conflict is basically looking for... I mean, they're just going to stall until level 16. They can honestly give up the next tribute, but there's no point in them giving up the next tribute. Should be spawning in about the next 20 seconds. Sorry. Yep. I mean, look how fast Hanzo takes that. He takes that so fast. They're looking for level 16. So, I mean, Team Conflict is going to be looking for... They got to look for a fight before they hit 16. That's all they can do right now. They're going to have to look for a fight, try to get any kills. I don't think you want to take these knights. I don't think you have any time. There's no 16 yet. Let's see if we can time out the clone and everything else. We have all ultimates available. Dragon Blade's on for another 8 seconds. They don't want to engage. Chromie's got a nice little zoning tool there. Dragon Blade is now available. We have all ultimates. Let's see how this fight goes out. Nice. Holy ground, separating the team. We got Clone. Actually, Clone came out and nearly died right away. We have Sound Barrier went out first, and then the web wrap, so that was available. Genji, actually, they would not... Wait, how'd that proc go off? That's ridiculous. So, 1-for-1 trade so far. New Barak with their... Lucio, Hanzo is now able to die. Genji's still in there. Was not actually able to get the Chromie. Oh, no. Oh, and the Chromie with that last hit. And during that whole team fight, Keep did die to the boss. And they're actually going to be able to push into this pretty well. And they're definitely, are they going to get some shield damage or some core damage? MVP right here. Does he get any shield damage? He does get some. Probably about, 15%. Nope, a lot more than that. Oh, now we got catapults too. That's a lot of shield damage, core damage. So during that team fight, we saw the clone pretty much when they were fighting right around here. They all grouped up. They got split up by that holy ground, which is great play by the Tyrael to split up. The Genji actually got out first, and then so right away the Abathur had to clone that. And during that clone spawning, it was already at like half health. And so it made it very difficult for LiT Unknown to do anything there. And the sound barrier was able to come out before the web wrap. I mean, both teams have level 16. Tyrael taking so much damage from that monk. Just look at everybody looking at level 16s right now. So we do have the clone coming out early this time. So now we're going to be looking for the full invade. We need clone is available. They need to be doing some work here. I don't think they even want to try to take this. They need to dive on somebody. We got web wrap available. We got Dragon Blades up in 2 seconds. There comes the web wrap. Looking for this Hanzo. There's the first kill on the Tyrael. Clone is out now. Tyrael's able to get a lot of damage. Actually kills the Li Ming on his explosion. Genji's trying to come in there with the Chaos Pigeon's trying to come in there with the Dragon Blade. Divine Hawk's looking for that palm. Actually uses it. Wait, when did he use it? Did he get interrupted? Devil Hawk ends up dying. I don't think I ever saw palm come out, but it was on cooldown there. And once again, I mean, these team fights are just heavily going in the favor of Team Conflict. Catapults constantly on the core. Nice little route there on the Hanzo. Boss MVP. Actually made him too far away and he missed the scatter shot. It's kind of funny. But wait, why is this Chromie using Q on a minion, on a boss? I don't understand. Everybody kind of ignored the boss right there for a little bit. Red team's core is under attack. So this is a curse, a boss, and it was great use. Team Conflict actually delayed picking up the curse until the boss was completed, so that way they weren't wasting the actual curse time. And Team Conflict actually kind of like, went a little passive, waiting for the Tyrael to come back into play. Red team's core is under attack. I mean, Leoric stopping a lot of this damage. Nice Chromie hitting the two people there. And so there's still, there's still minions on the core. There's still, knights on the core. And now there's going to be a full health boss. I don't think there's any way that LiT Unknown can stop this. We got Dragon Blade up in 10 seconds. We got Cocoon just going out onto the Lucio. It was right before Sound Barrier, so Sound Barrier will be available when he comes out of this. There goes the Sound Barrier, hitting on that. The new Brack gets wrecked by the Chromie, and then soon to be Monk. Actually hits Palm on himself, was able to go off. Here comes Dragon Blade, but not able to do anything else. And the boss was on the core the whole time. So GG for Team Conflict. And that's game number 1. That was, I mean, Team Conflict had full control of the map. They were, both teams were doing great on the, Mercs timings. I mean, they were taking Giants when the Tribute was on the other side of the map. But I think what really played out there was the boss call for Team Conflict on after the second Tribute. So it was right before the curse. I think that's pretty much what sealed the deal. They just, LiT Unknown just wasn't able to deal with that because of the early game Abathur. What's up, Kyle, man? Yeah, I've been casting for quite a little bit. Oh, Kara palmed himself early. I think that's true. I guess it probably was when he was trying to go after the Genji or one of the other twos and they died early. No, that was a different team fight. Let's get these people in here. Yeah, I know, Vincent. That's the meme. I know Bronze Talons. Let's get this guy in here. Swap team. Alright, so give me a little bit while I get everybody situated. Tournament draft. Team 1, this team 2 goes first pick. Yeah, I don't know if you guys watched HGC, every time Chromie is on there or anything like that, or anybody plays Chromie, there's always the meme of, oh man, why are you queuing on minions? But yeah, I'm aware of make a player. What side was Legion on? Legion was on the right. Okay. Who are we missing? Missing one more. There he is. Yeah, so I mean, that early boss call, knowing that it was a 4v5, it was a 5v4 with the Abathur, I think that was a great call, especially with the Hanzo being able to quickly take it down. And it allowed, basically, it nullified the point of Abathur, saying that, okay, well, you can't get your team 10 because your whole team has to deal with this boss now, and we get a curse. So it's like, oh man, what are we gonna do? All right, so we got game number 2 underway, or ready to go. We got team 1 ready, team 2 ready. I got draft is correct. Team 2 drafts. All right, so let's go to we got game number 2 going to Dragonshire. This was picked by LiT Unknown. Oh, sorry, this was picked by Team Conflict. So LiT Unknown has first pick, first ban, or first ban, first pick. So Dragonshire, one of those maps. It's kind of interesting because you want to rotate, but you still have to control those beacons. So this is another one of those maps where you kind of have to compare it actually to Braxis, where you have essentially a top and bottom lane, and then kind of a middle, but essentially the top and bottom lane because you're controlling the lane and you're also controlling that beacon point, which changes the dynamic a lot as opposed to just rotation maps. So LiT Unknown once again banning the Greymane. Obviously would rather deal with Shamadas than a Greymane, and Team Conflict going on, continuing banning the ETC just like on the first game. So I don't think we'll see an Abathur this time. It's not his best map for Dragonshire. Dahaka can be strong if they want to prioritize their solo lane. Dahaka, Sonya, Malthael. I don't think they'll see a Leoric this early, but they end up picking up the Hanzo this time.
With honor, redemption.
So at this map, since there are less marking is less strong, usually you want to go with the Q build Hanzo or just auto attack Q build Hanzo, because there's going to be a lot more team fighting going on here and less time actually taking the mercs. And if you are going to take the mercs, you're usually taking it with a lot of people, so it's going to the Hanzo's W is not making that big of a difference. So with the Hanzo first pick, let's see what we see from Team Conflict. Obviously, they can focus on their healer solo lane or their healer tank. ETC is banned. They did do an early Tyrael last game. I think what they picked? They picked Hanzo, Tyrael, Lucio last game. I think honestly, Lucio and their main tank here should be the best pick. I guess it depends if they're scared to see a Hanzo and Genji. I don't think you should be. Because if you see Hanzo and Genji, I think you just go Varian, and I think you win the game. Yep, so they're picking their tank and Lucio, so Murd and Lucio. I actually would like to see a lot more Arthuses with a Lucio. Arthus with Lucio makes Arthus so scary. Arthus can be a solo laner, so that picks your solo laner. Arthus can get on top of Hanzo, and he's pretty much dead, or has to use his trait to get away. Especially knowing that they went against Hanzo instead of a Genji. Oh, who won game 1? That's a good call. Good call, HF Strat. I can change this number real quick, and that actually updates the scoreboard. So, LiT Unknown picking up the Dahaka Gul'dan. So that gives them wave clear, gives them lane presence, a lot of lane presence with the Hanzo Gul'dan, and Dahaka is their solo laner. For kill pressure, obviously you have Tongue, Gul'dan has Fear, Hanzo has Stormbro. So it's a lot of CC already just from those 3 heroes. You don't have much execution as opposed to like you would have with a mage. Gul'dan's a lot more sustained mage, and Hanzo's kind of a sustained mage auto attack. So Team Conflict has the next 2 picks. They already have their healers looking, saying, hey, Lucio's a good sustain healer. Let's get rid of Stukov, who's another good sustain healer. maybe with the rest of the strat, a lot of times with this ban, you want to ban somebody that might counter your next two picks. Like you don't ban to do what they might pick. You ban to who counters our next two, because we have because like essentially Team Conflict should be thinking we have the next two picks. We have the ability to dictate kind of what Lit Unknown's going to pick because they want to counter us, so we want to ban one of those. And a Lit Unknown here is going to want to. I mean, there's so many options to ban. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I would agree. Armor Pierce, in my opinion, is probably the most superior in almost all instances because there's just always so much team fighting that goes on, and that extra debuff is ridiculous. But it did play a pretty. The W build did play a pretty pivotal role for Team Conflict in the last game. It allowed them to take that boss early because they could kill it so quick. If they did not have the W build on that and Cursed Hollow when they were doing that boss, then the invasion that came in from Lit Unknown might have been a lot scarier. So Malthael was banned on the side of Lit Unknown. They didn't want to deal with a Malthael against a Haka because Malthael will win that. So who does Lit Team Conflict? They honestly, Team Conflict doesn't even have to pick their solo laner here. They don't have to. If they have like a duo that's going to be like, here, this is going to be in your face, deal with this. Obviously, like example is Tassadar Tracer. I don't expect them to take Tassadar Tracer by any means, but because Hanzo kind of, just auto attacks Tracer to dead. But they have plenty of options here. I mean, you have great. They going with the Leoric Chromie again. I mean, it worked out for him. The Leoric is a lot more threatening this time against the Gul'dan and the Dahaka. Honestly, Dahaka has Burrow, but if you force out that Burrow, then it makes Dahaka a lot more vulnerable. And the Chromie, I mean, just kind of solid poke damage if the other team is not dodging correctly, or it's always fun to play against somebody that can hit you from a screen away. And that gives them their solo lane, gives them range, so that actually their fifth pick for Team Conflict can actually still be anybody. I mean, they're still looking for more of a sustained damage, which they're open to. And Lit Unknown's looking for their tank and their healer. Let's see. Healer. What healer would be best here? It's not going to be Medic. Although Medic does really well against Chromie, honestly, because Medic sitting in the backline can actually heal herself if she does get hit. And she's great against burst damage. Lily, I would say, is not that good against burst damage. The memes. So Diablo does pretty decent against Chromie. Diablo's not going to get on top of Chromie, but that's what because Chromie should be far out of range, but Diablo does get that spell armor. I'm not sure about the Lily. She does not do that great against Chromie, especially if there's a lot of other damage. If there's sustained damage going on, then let's see. You have Chromie. That's a lot of burst. That's long range burst. Genji is still available. What? Pick Genji. You have enough wave clear with Leoric and Chromie, honestly. Muradin can handle the mid lane enough. There is... What's this last pick going to be? Less than 1 second. I just don't see the Lily.
The hunt is on.
Actually taking Lunara. So, Lunara into Lily Diablo. Lunara does decent against Diablo. It does really good against Dahaka because you can actually pretty much... I mean, you can usually outrun Dahaka, and it's a lot harder for Dahaka to hit his tongue. Gul'dan into Lucio is not the best because Lucio has one of the best AoE heals, and Gul'dan does mostly AoE kind of sustain rage damage, not really bursty. Hanzo can do pretty good with auto attacks. I'm just not sold on the Lily. I don't really know who she's countering. Nobody. So there's a lot of wave clear for there's a lot of wave clear for Lit Unknown. I mean, Gul'dan's clear. We got Dahaka clear. You got Hanzo at level 4. Chromie's W is pretty good. Leoric is pretty good, and I mean Lunara has to use her W as well. for the clear, which it can get there, especially if she takes the Splintered Spear. Alright guys, so let me know in chat who do you think is going to win this game, but let's get right into it. Game number 2 for Team Conflict. We got Joker on the Lunar, Rexpa once again on the Chromie, Tacky once again on the Lucio, Quantica on the Murden, and Snarky Tiger once again on the Leo. Lit Unknown on the red side. We got Chaos Pigeon on the Hanzo, Ziltoid on the Dahaka, Devilhawk on that Lily, Legion on the Dahaka. Did I say Dahaka? I said Diablo before. And Teddy Bear on the Gul'dan.
5, 4.
So, once again, Team Conflict kind of saying we don't really care with any of that that mid lane brawl. So we're just gonna go to our lanes, play it safe. We're actually gonna see the Murden, Chromie, Lucio in one lane, and gonna be probably have the Lunar probably rotating as much as possible. I actually really like this type of rotation. Actually, what I would like better is actually Lunara being up here and Leoric being mid. Because Leoric can easily escape any type of mid-level gank if they do rotate, and Lunara will body Dahaka. First Chromie hit right on Dahaka. He doesn't have his souls yet, but trying to get that Lucio. Oh my god. What was he at? He was at like 5 health. Oh man, just barely didn't able to get that last follow-up auto attack from anybody, honestly. Nice Chromie. Oh my god. Chromie is, I think, is going to be the one to watch here. She's going to be landing so much stuff, especially right in between these, on this beacon phase. And kind of like what I was saying earlier, how, you have to think of, you kind of have to think of Dragon Shower as this Braxis fight, and Chromie is incredibly annoying on Braxis. We're actually going to see Hanzo immediately go into the Giants. Dahaka is surprisingly losing the top lane against Leoric, which is very surprising because all that Dahaka has to do is just burrow whenever the spooky hand goes on him, and he should be fine. They do get vision on Hanzo doing the Giants, but I don't think there's anything that Team Conflict can do about it. Diablo got stunned, trying to do his flip, is actually going to start taking a lot of damage here, but that Gul'dan damage once again on the Lucio. Is that going to kill him this time? It does. Not able to get enough of that healing. Why is Dahaka getting beat up so hard by this Leoric? I should try to pay attention to this top lane a little bit more. We are going corruption build from the Gul'dan. I mean, so far Lily's keeping everybody alive. I mean, Lily does good against Lunara with that type of damage. Dahaka is able to just, teleport back. Gonna miss about 2 minions. Oh, I'm still on this Lucio. So first, I mean, it's good to take the Giants this quick. Hanzo does not. Oh, he's still going W build again. That's very surprising on this map. I would imagine that because these knights are not important. I mean, you can see this. This is such a waste of time. He is wasting so much time here. He's actually going to miss all this soak. Full mid lane of soak. And he's almost dying and just reset it. Like, that was not worth. Those knights are pretty much almost never worth it to take during a shrine, unless everybody's still alive. You control the top one and you can just rotate people over there, or rather if you control the bottom one and you can rotate people over there. But knights are almost never worth it, just by the way. So far both beacons in control for Team Conflict, but everybody is alive. That does make it really hard for them to fight it. Honestly, we don't even need Lily up here, just because Hanzo will be able to punish it enough. Usually you can't take the first dragon unless somebody dies. Let's look at Diablo's souls a little bit. You got 51 dual souls. Chromie's at a third done already, 3 minutes in. That's pretty good. Hanzo doing a lot of damage to Lunara. Look at this top lane. Dahaka also almost takes out Leoric, and as soon as I look at the top lane, somebody else dies. Just my luck. So luckily that, for Lit Unknown, Diablo died at an opportune time because they do have control of top lane. So there's not any worry for Team Conflict to take the dragon. Gul'dan though is getting just poked. Oh, just barely out of range of that Chromie Q. Yeah, there's really no reason for Lily to be in that mid lane there. It looks like they are going to rotate down to try to help Hanzo take this. So hopefully with these knights, what the plan here is that they're going to say, hey, Dahaka, Chromie actually spots it out, surprisingly. So they're probably going to say, hey, Dahaka, you know, you have knights pushing here. You should win the top beacon hard. And then with that, I'd like to see Hanzo go bot. Hanzo should definitely go bot, so that way they control both. Again, nice kill there with the scatter shot. I mean, that does help them a lot. Now they do control both, and there's a death. Almost got the second kill. About a quarter level lead. Hanzo's going to do some poking on Lunara. Or Lunara's going to do some poking on Hanzo. Trying to watch all the different actions here. We got Gul'dan's got some pretty good self-sustain. Diablo's looking for the pick on Lunara. Dahaka's actually going to come down to the mid lane to try to gank. A little delayed there. Not really sure. That one he could easily have walked to, actually, by the time that his teleport went off. And Lily got picked off on the bottom lane. I mean, this Chromie is just going to town. I mean, she can pretty much do whatever she wants. Does finish her quest, so she's going to have pretty much infinite mana now. Hanzo does some damage to her. Chromie was standing kind of close enough to be able to take that. Oh my god, Hanzo's so low. Diablo does have a good amount of souls now. Usually around 75 is when it's prime time for... Wait, that... Oh my god, he didn't die. A little bit of miscommunication there for the Gul'dan not to follow up with a Fell Flame on that. That would have been a dead Chromie, and that would have given him so much lane pressure. Once again, Hanzo taking these mercs, trying to just make sure that they can control some lanes. Level 10 is reached for Team Conflict. I mean, Hanzo with all these merking, he's not able to get any stacks of a simple geometry, which again helps his merking. So it's almost like, I don't know, it seems counter synergistic. Wait, what? How that interaction there? He still gets the stun off, but he gets time trapped. Chromie did go temporal loop because, I mean, Lily gets a cleanse, right? Doesn't she? But the Leaping Strike able to kill the Hanzo in the mid lane. And looking at this top lane, Dahaka's, I mean, able to use up his essence. Has not picked his ultimate yet. Diablo going far for that chase. Ooh, yeah. So I'm trying to see if Lily takes the cleanse. I don't even know which talent she gets cleanse on, but I know she gets one. But with all that, I mean, that was a temporal loop, and still nobody died, and everybody's getting pretty low. So Lily, let's look at the healing numbers here. I mean, Lily's doing more healing than Lucio. Granted, she has used her ultimate. Ooh, looking for a pick here. Got one stun, that's pretty good. The flip's coming out. Nice escape from the Lunara. Ooh, Chromie damage though. See right now, so like this is like one of those weird scenarios where, you know, you see everybody bottom, you see 4 people bot, so only one person can be mid right here. So you don't really need to have all 4 people mid. You only need to have one person to poke. One person, Dahaka, needs to be running back top to just take this shrine. A lot of times, this is why it makes it so hard to take this dragon without people actually dead, because you can always see where people are. Yeah, so here we go. Dahaka's gonna go up top, and this makes that mid lane not threatening anymore. Diablo, we got another temporal loop. This is going to be pretty tough for Gul'dan to get out of. Does barely gets in. No, he ends up dying with the leap from the Quantico. Trying to get a counter into the team fight with a Hanzo. I feel like Hanzo would be a lot more threatening here if he did go the auto attack build. Murden would be fighting for his life there. But one kill basically gives up mid lane soak, and Lunara's going to be able to do some damage there to those towers. But actually plays pretty safe. The Haka's going to come up here to fight Leoric a little bit. So we're going to look for the spooky hand, and then he should just be... Let's get the drag. We're just going to... Look how fun this fight is. This fight's so exciting. Oh my gosh, I'm probably missing so much going on the bot lane. Chromie actually finishing her Q stacks. Almost killing the Lucio, but not enough. Using the APOC without following up with the stun. Chromie is just... now she's going to be able to be safe. Shooting people fish in a barrel in this little section. Her damage is going to skyrocket. Oh! What a read from the Chromie, seeing the vision from the Gul'dan. Actually, she's got a clean house. Holy cow. Oh my god, the temporal loop. What a boss. Kind of mistimed everything. I'm not sure what happened there. But looking at these talents, we do have level 13 for Team Conflict and 13 almost hit for a LiT Unknown. But luckily, LiT Unknown has the top beacon, so all those kills have been for nothing. But we do have 6 kills on the side of Team Conflict compared to the 2 for LiT Unknown. Hanzo getting incredibly low from taking all this. Now's the scary part. So now people have just started rezzing. Oh, that was close from that Hanzo. If that one leap from Lunara and that Hanzo would be dead. Look at the Haka essence. Actually does tell me. Ooh, wrong button. So level 16 is reached for Chromie, getting the shifting shower spell power. Lunara's trying to bait, but Chromie actually gets vision on the Diablo, hitting him from way down there. A little bit of fighting going on in the top lane, but meanwhile, since they know they have control of the dragon, that forces one member from LiT Unknown to be on the top. Nice stun from the Diablo. A little bit late on the APOC there to try to combo with the Lucio. Ooh, oh no, this is going to be some good damage onto the Gul'dan. So much damage on the Gul'dan. Holy cow. And then double stuff on the Lily. Oh my god, this Chromie is just having a field day. No way. No way. That was so good. He didn't even put it through the wall like you would think. That was like next level mind games. Not thinking that, okay, Lily's going to think she's going to dodge. No, Lily's like, oh, she's going to try to dodge me, thinking that I'm putting it in the gate. So I'm actually going to put it up here. You know, that was like a 50-50. That was so good. But with that, they're not even opting to go for the dragon. They're saying, we're basically doing okay without the dragon. And they can't because Leo died up top. So we're just going to push. I mean, it takes too long to rotate all the way up there. So there's really no point in trying to go up there yourself as a full team. Not until death timers get a little longer. So level 16 was reached for the rest of Team Conflict. We do have Dwarf Toss going on. We got Crippling Sports attack range that makes Lunara incredibly scary. This is what I was talking about. So like Lunara, if Lunara was up here the whole time against this Dahaka, this Dahaka would be so in trouble. And then Leo can just be in mid. And yeah, he might get poked by Hanzo every once in a while, but Leo has just as good of wave clear. Level 16 almost reached for LiT Unknown. I mean, this Chromie, basically, with everybody sitting in this beacon area, I feel like they do not want 3 people here. This Chromie's getting so much damage. He's at 82 stacks. Oh my god. And there's the temporal loop. Lily's going to try to heal up. Don't stack on top of it! Lily walked on top of the temporal loop and took more damage as well. But was able to save it enough with the water jug of cups. Meanwhile, those knights are allowing Dahaka to take the top lane just for a little bit. I think they're prioritizing a lot on these mercs. I feel like Hanzo would just be so much more threatening. Jesus Christ. This Chromie. Hanzo would be so much more threatening if he went the auto attack build and was just fighting here. And maybe just rotating every once in a while to help the the Diablo heals. Devils do, lol. Ooh, we're gonna have a full team fight here. Let's see the Chromie poke. Diablo going for that Chromie. No APOC once again. Using the APOC after the stun lock, after the stun combo, and then Lily just gets deleted. Followed probably pretty closely by the Hanzo. Does get deleted. I mean, the scatter arrow did pretty good damage against Chromie. Oh my gosh, these time traps. This Chromie is on point. First dragon of the game, 14 minutes in. But yeah, Chromie opted to go with the more time trap, so for all those Diablo charges and probably for the Dahaka if Dahaka ever joins a fight. But she's timing her shots with the when the time trap comes off cooldown like just perfectly. So definitely an experienced Chromie here. We do have the typical scatter arrow. Wait, actually, I'm surprised she went pierce and not the percent damage one. So this is now the first Dragonite, and it is technically a late game dragon because it's taken so long to take it. Temporal loop coming out. Hopefully they don't stack up this time. Almost one-shots Hanzo. Nearly one-shots Hanzo. So Hanzo is actually going to be super scared. Every time Chromie throws out abilities, he's going to be... here comes the flank. There's probably going to be a kick. There's one. There's the kick. Able to save the Lucio. Not able to follow up as much. Level 20 is reached for Team Conflict. Leoric is still making his way down there. Hanzo is essentially just dying to Chromie. Here comes Sound Barrier from Taki, and they're just running away. A good fear hitting 3 members, but actually saved all 3 members because they all went different directions. Leoric hasn't even been in this team fight. And, I mean, obviously, Lunar is just going to clean sweep with the rest of this. They don't even need Lunar because Chromie's going to clean sweep with the rest of this. After Lunar already dealt with the Hanzo in the back lane. And this is level 20. And everybody makes it alive. Wait, oh, he was at that poison, though. That poison, unfortunate for Lucio. Just when I said everybody was making it out alive. You guys didn't see me, but I actually pointed at my monitor at Lucio's health pool. I was like, I saw 30 health, but the poison was just enough. He wasn't able to heal himself above it. And they're actually going to go for the core. There's 10 seconds left on Hanzo. Lunara's going to soak some of that damage. Who needs tanks anyways? We did see the Silence Entomb. That does make it a lot harder for this. Hanzo's dead. Holy cow. She just got obliterated. They don't have very good siege potential, like, at all. So they are just going to make it scary. Chromie's not in range of that. Barely off. And actually going to lose the Muradin. Nice little jukes. Diablo actually had to use his Q got interrupted by the Lunar leap. So that's why he wasn't able to finish off that Lunar there when she leapt back over. And so level 20 by Team Conflict, and they pretty much, the game is theirs at this point. It's their game to lose. They have full control of the map. They have a bottom keep. They've been winning all of the team fights handedly. So both teams just gonna opt out to do the PvE game. Lily's still feeling the pains of these random traps. And time for the fight over the second dragon. LiT Unknown's gonna look for 20. I mean, they have to look. They have to be passive. You gotta play the cat and mouse game at this point. You're trying to go back and forth between them taking bottom and then taking top. And this is where the power of Dahaka, if coordinated correctly, should really help them out. So right now they know they're top. LiT Unknown sees Team Conflict in the mid. They see Leoric top now. So yeah, it's basically just going to be running back and forth, making sure that these teams, making sure that LiT Unknown can get 20. And right now, Team Conflict, I mean, they're playing passive, just dealing with these mercs. They're actually splitting up quite a lot. This might spell, okay, they're getting lucky there. They're not getting too much invasion. Here comes the Lucio to save them, though, just in case the team fight does break out. Another once again on the Hanzo. Oh my god. And he just once again gets obliterated. Here comes Sound Barrier APOC coming out, hitting one member. The Silence Entomb hitting 2. Lunar does die in the background due to the Muradin Dahaka. Gul'dan's trying to 1v1 Leoric, and it's not working out well for him. Once again, Dahaka is actually getting there. He's got a 3-man silence. Chromie ice blocking herself out of the poison. Leoric is still in this fight. Holy cow. Has he take damage? Like, he's been so healthy. Oh my god, that time trap. Leoric is just not losing health. This Diablo has got to be so tilted. He's hit so many time traps. Was not able to combo in the pull from the Chromie. And Now Dahaka. I mean,
Hero slain.
this Leoric has lost 0 health. Just 1v1ing Gul'dan. And they're just running circles around Lit Unknown right now. Devilhawk trying to stay alive with that. Here comes the Stormbow hitting that. And the play of the game. So, Lily was able to stay alive. Oh man, and Hanzo is just hating life. He just stood there. He knew his fate. Oh man. Like, as soon as Hanzo shows himself, he just immediately dies to Chromie. So there you go. I like Dahaka. Oh, but he's not able to get there fast enough. It was the right idea to use his burrow there to try to delay the dragon a little bit, but just a little bit too slow. But good thinking. And this actually might cause him to die. Nice tongue. Boops him away from the Chromie. I think he's dead though. I don't think there's any way he gets away from this. Just entombs him, just for safekeeping. So, level 22 dragon, 20 minutes into the game, it's going to start chunking the core. So, let's just see how many more kills Chromie can get before the end of the game. There's one. Hanzo's not alive yet, so that's game number 2 going for Team Conflict at 2-0. And man, Chromie just went to town, man. Let me go back to this screen. Yeah, Chromie went to town. That's all I can say. Taki had good sound barriers, and they honestly, they didn't have to focus too much on murking. I think Lit Unknown kind of shot themselves in the foot by doing too much murking. Let's see if Rick's oops. Empty. Yeah, I think Lit Unknown might have shot themselves in the foot by doing too much murking. I don't even know which lobby I go in. Honestly, I think let's see if I can get him in there. Or I'll just do that. All right, I'll just join your lobby. That makes a little bit more sense. I don't know. Can you guys see the casting lobbies?
We can see it. I just can't join it.
I guess it's locked out for you guys. Okay, that makes more sense. Oh, my Christmas lights just went off. I guess it's past my bedtime. So yeah, congratulations, guys. The 2-0 feels pretty good. Both maps were pretty dominating. It felt like. So I guess how did you guys feel about those drafts? You guys kind of mimicked a lot of your same people. I mean, obviously the Leoric, Chromie, and Lucio that you guys were able to get on both of them. Oh, wait, no. You didn't have Lucio on the first one. Yeah.
Oh, no, we did have Lucio. We had Lucio both games.
Yeah, you did. Okay.
Yeah, so we felt pretty strong. We've scrimmed this team before, so we kind of had an idea of what we thought they were going to try and do. But the way their draft went, we knew that they didn't really have a lot of they took Abathur Genji first too.
Yeah.
And then outside of that, we took away pretty much the Tyrael for with the Genji dive, and then we took away the Uther. So we felt pretty comfortable with the comp that we were playing, and we were thinking about Chromie. We felt it was pretty good because, especially after 11, they can't really do anything with the 7-second stasis.
Yep.
And we just have a lot of ways to.
Yeah, your sanctification,
counter.
then you have sound barrier. Yeah.
So, well, we didn't take Sancti actually.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, that's true. You did take Judgment.
But that was also a misclick, by the way.
I mean, it worked out. It worked out. Yeah.
Yeah, it worked. It actually after the game we're talking about, it worked out really well with just judgmenting the Genji after his E and just blowing the Genji up after that. So it worked really well. And then with the Dragonshire game, we thought they were gonna ban the Chromie with the second pick, or with the second ban, and so we didn't expect to take pretty much the same comp. But
trying to remember what they even banned in the second round.
Malthael.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Yeah, so they banned Malthael, and we 100% thought they were going to ban the Chromie. But with how they were going, they had Hanzo, Gul'dan, Dahaka in the first 3. So again, that was another comp that couldn't really punish the Chromie for the most part. So Chromie just allowed to sit back and just be the turret she is.
Yeah, no, I mean it worked out in the bot lane. She was knocking him out like hardcore. Um, Especially, I really liked your call on game one to go boss after the second tribute. Especially, I mean, you guys were kind of even on levels experience at that point, but you kind of, I guess you saw two of them on the map. But with the Hanzos going the full scatter, which on that map it makes sense and it worked out for you guys. But was that kind of your plan for that Hanzo to go full scatter and just murk early, especially against an Abathur?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Because the thing with Joker, not with Joker, well, he was the one that played Hanzo. But the thing with Hanzo, he has different builds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a balanced hero, Kappa.
Yeah.
But we were talking about it. It just gives us race. We can do bosses early,
Yep.
especially with them having an Abathur. They can't really contest early either, so we were planning on just getting boss pressure, which is going to allow us to get curses early and allow us just to snowball up map before they can pretty much do anything with the Abathur Genji.
And it's pretty much exactly what happened. So you guys definitely utilized your comps really well. Obviously, a lot of practice with them. And you said so. How often have you guys scrimmed them? Did you guys see that Abathur comp for them before in like any type of scrims?
No, there's like the Abathur comp. They actually, when we scrimmed him, we played him on this map and they banned it against us.
Okay.
So we didn't even know that they played Abathur. So it kind of caught us off guard. Even when they banned the Grey Main ban, they didn't do in any of the games that we scrimmed him either. So that kind of like threw us off just a little bit. But we felt pretty confident with it.
Look out.
Especially-
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna just say something random. You can keep going with your thought. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just saying that we pretty much took away all like the picks that we were afraid of with the Genji Abathur. Like we didn't really want to play. Like we didn't want them to have Tyrael or the Uther.
Yep.
Because we felt like that would have done a lot, and we just thought without those, then they pretty much couldn't do anything to us.
Yeah, they might have shot themselves in the foot showing that Abathur early.
Yeah.
If I still have the score screen up, and I'm looking at you actually have a 16-0 on Chromie, and you have double the next highest damage dealer of 126,000 damage, where Gul'dan has 65.
It felt nice.
Yeah, you're pretty safe there, just kind of lobbing out Qs and Ws there.
Yeah. I ended with 125.
126, yeah. Oh, stacks wise, yeah.
Yeah, stacks was like 125, I think.
I can't see it here, but anyways, well, I guess yeah, congratulations, guys. You guys played it really well. You did a lot of really well rotations and just basically understanding the counters to the other team's games or the other team's comps. So, congrats.
Thank you for casting us as well.
Yeah, no problem. Check out the VOD. Let me know how you think, and then good luck next week.
All right, thank you. We appreciate it.
Yep, see ya.